Have you ever wondered why, no matter where you are in the world, the US dollar is always a big deal? From a street market in Bangkok to a luxury store in Paris, prices are often quoted or easily converted into dollars. This isn't just a coincidence. It is the result of a long and fascinating history that has placed the dollar at the very heart of the global financial system. To understand how we got here, we need to go back in time to an era when money was not paper but precious metal. For thousands of years, gold was money. Its scarcity, durability, and universal appeal made it the ultimate measure of value. Nations built their economies on it, tying the value of their currencies directly to a fixed amount of gold. This was the gold standard. It provided stability, but it also placed hard limits on a country's ability to create money and manage its economy, especially during times of crisis like wars or recessions. The turning point came in 1944 as World War II drew to a close. Leaders from 44 Allied nations gathered in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. Their goal was to create a new international economic order to prevent the kind of financial chaos that had led to the war. The result was the Bretton Woods Agreement. Under this new system, the world's major currencies were pegged not directly to gold, but to the US dollar. And the dollar, in turn, was pegged to gold at a rate of $35 per ounce. The United States held the majority of the world's gold reserves, making the dollar as good as gold and the premier reserve currency. For nearly 3 decades, this system worked. But by the late 1960s, the pressures were mounting. The costs of the Vietnam War and growing domestic spending led the US to print more dollars than it could back with its gold reserves. Other countries, particularly France, grew nervous and began exchanging their dollars for gold, draining American vaults. The tipping point arrived in 1971 in a move that shocked the world. President Richard Nixon unilaterally ended the direct convertibility of the US dollar to gold. This act, known as the Nixon shock, effectively closed the gold window and ended the Bretton Woods system. So, if the dollar is no longer backed by gold, what gives it its power today? The answer lies in a set of powerful, interconnected mechanisms. First, there's the petrodollar system. After 1971, the US struck a deal with Saudi Arabia and other major oil producers. They would price their oil exclusively in US dollars. Since every country needs oil, every country needs dollars to buy it, creating constant global demand. Second is the world's debt structure. A huge amount of global debt, both public and private, is denominated in dollars. This means nations and corporations worldwide need to acquire dollars to pay back their loans, further locking in its central role. And third is the sheer size and safety of US financial markets. When global uncertainty strikes, investors flock to US Treasury bonds as the ultimate safe haven asset, reinforcing the dollar's status as a global anchor. These three locks: oil, debt, and financial markets create a powerful self-reinforcing cycle. Yet, the story isn't over. In recent years, we've seen a quiet but significant trend. Central banks around the world, especially in countries like China and Russia, are buying gold at a record pace. They are diversifying their reserves away from the dollar, hedging against potential instability in the very system the dollar leads. This isn't a return to the gold standard, but a recognition that in a world of floating currencies and geopolitical tension. Gold remains the ultimate, timeless store of value, a silent counterbalance to the mighty dollar. The dynamic between the dollar's dominance and gold's enduring appeal will continue to shape our global economy for years to come. Thanks